Niantic is a company that co-founded and created Pokémon Go since 2016, a real-world Pokemon game that we could play by going out and exploring, and it's been developed over so many years, and it's been so much fun, and they've created so many events, and fairness to all the community, and all these events run so smoothly when it comes to raid days and when it comes to special global events and safari zones and stuff, and it's always run smoothly. There's been no glitches, there's been no lags, there's no been kicking people out of raids, and even when problems have occurred, they've made updates, and they've even apologised, and then the make update has gone so much smoother. And oh wait, hang on a second. Oh sorry, the paper's folded up. Sorry. This is what we'd like to see from Niantic. Now, okay, anyway, hello everyone, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Now, I am posting this video across all my social platforms, so if you're on my personal social media things, hello everyone. If you're on my Pokemon one, by the way, I do recommend go follow me on my Pokemon Instagram account stuff. Hey! Anyway, hello everyone as well. Now, I want to talk about Niantic because we are all aware, at least us the Pokemon fans, of the changes, mainly to remote raiding. And these are some huge changes and some very massively disheartening changes. We know Niantic themselves have had some problems and some decision making that has never really gone in the favour of the community. Now, this massive one right now as well with remote raiding. Now, if anyone doesn't know, back in when obviously the world stood still back in 2020, obviously we weren't able to even let alone go out our houses much, but to go and meet up with our family, meet up with our friends, and be able to participate in raids. But we used to be able to. We used to have groups together. We used to go raid. We used to do legendary raids, like some of the strongest Pokemon we could get, and it was enjoyable. It was fun. And then obviously not being able to do that, none of us could even have those moments. Niantic decided to bring in remote raid passes, a way of basically everybody to be able still to participate in raiding from anywhere, from their own homes, from their work, wherever in the world. And it was great, it was amazing. We still could feel that we were being part of our communities, transferring one from one another messages saying, do you want to take this raid, I'll send you an invite. And we could do it freely, and it expanded the way that we were able to rate, and it was a great incentive and a great way that kept the community flowing. And then we had little mini boxes here and every week. We'd be able to get raid passes. There were special events where you could possibly get raid passes, and it was a new way of playing the game, and it was such a huge hit. And it wasn't just a case of just us as normal players. It was people that are unable to go out, able people, that people had the time to go out and physically go to these raids. And these Pokemon remote raiding has been a staple thing for at least the last 3 years more now. And now I know Niantic have made drastic changes. Now, for everyone that doesn't know, they're not going away, they're not getting rid of remote raiding. They are simply increasing the pricing on these remote raid passes, which is wrong. Now, they already made a many increase a while back, because you could either get one remote raid pass for 100 coins, which was a fair amount, but you could also get a pack of 3, which was 250 coins. Now, they decided some reasons to up that to 300, which was ridiculous. And obviously you can spend your own money in games to buy these remote passes, amongst other things. But you also can, if you put a Pokemon in a gym, and over 8 hours, someone knocks your colour team out, depending on whatever you've got. There's obviously blue, red, and yellow. Depending on the opposing colour, could knock your Pokemon out. And if your Pokemon had been over there at least 8 hours, you would at least maximum per day, once per day, get 50 coins, which was brilliant. Okay, so you could do that. You could save your coins. You didn't have to spend money in game. You could save up your coins, and then you could use those coins to get, say, remote passes. Like I said, in this case, this is what we're talking about in this video, which is great. But then to up it to 300, you go, well, that's another day that I have to potentially wait to maybe get a pack of. And also, what was the point? What is the point in me buying 3 when I could literally just buy the 1 for the same price and probably, in a sense, a bit cheaper. If you are spending your own money. People who play, but you understand what I'm saying. And now they're wanting to up at least the one single remote pass to 190, 80, 90 coins, I believe it is, which is pretty much double. And then they want to increase the free pack from 300 coins to 525, which is a ridiculous increase. It's an embarrassing joke of an increase. Now, in a statement, if I do this right, I shall possibly put it up on the screen. Yes, Niantic have told us, the community themselves, about these changes and the longevity of the game, but you just go, well, that's not right at all. Now, for me, being an able player to get out, I know, again, I should say, they did say the longevity of the game, that so people can go out and explore. They, the way the game was supposed to be played, which it always has been since its release in 2016. Now, again, this is the point I'm making. That's great for able people like me. Yes, I can go out if I want to. But at the same time, there are so many factors and people that cannot. And remote raiding was such almost a godsend for all these people to be able to play the game where physically they can't get out of the house. And these are many factors. There is a list I will throw up, and there's one person, if you don't know him, Pokédaxi, great guy, does a lot of YouTube. He's made a video we all watched last night, and he's put a little post out about a message from the community. Now I'm going to put that up. If you need to pause the video, please do, and read it all through, please. And then go watch his video as well, because there is some little videos he's put together from other people, other players, other fans that are fans of remote raiding, and they're telling their stories of how much it's helped them to play the game, but obviously not being able to get out. These are people that are living in rural areas where communities are like miles away. They can't physically attend these raids. These are people that are worse than me with social anxiety. I have social anxiety. Thanks to this game, it gets me out the house. But I'm able to do that. It gave me a sense, because I wouldn't, if any case. Yes, that's great. People that don't, but they've also built communities within online. They can raid them. They've made friends online that they can do. They can do these raids with, which is fantastic. People that are physically unable to even, get out of the house, because of, I hate to say the word, the disability. I hate to say the word. I don't like it. I know it's, the term. I don't know. These people all are real. And then you've got people that live in places that sometimes the weather is atrocious. Places where it's snow heavy, you could one day be great, and next day it looks like it's seen out the day after tomorrow. They can't get out of the house. They're going, who wants to raid a Mewtwo in 20-foot snow? Nobody. Put it like that. There's also families, mums, dads, whoever that have, me, I'm a dad, father of 2. Sometimes I can't get out because of my young one, my little one, my youngest, and that's not a problem. But having remote raiding, people like that, it's a staple that has come into the game that has aided all of these people to be able to partake and participate in the game itself, to be able to play. I mentioned Pokédaxi. He mentioned himself in his video as well that a few back during it, he had a type of cancer, and it was a horrible thing. And he got through it like chemotherapy, but the game itself got him through those tough times. That he was able to, he had chemotherapy, and he explained, I haven't done saying, but because of that, he was able to do something. He didn't have to worry. His next session, he could be playing the game. He could be remaining. He could be that little glimmer of hope, that little excitement, that little bit of happiness. And this is what gives people this game. You might go, well, it's just a video game. Yes, you're right. It is just a video game. But what it means to that person is a great deal. To be able to play the game, even if you're not physically able to get out of the house, which yes, we know the game was supposedly meant to be played like that. People then can, like I've been explaining enough, participate and be able to raid. They built online communities. The game itself has evolved. People have evolved. The world itself, because of the whole thing in 2020, has evolved in a way we never would have imagined. So yes, we know remote raiding isn't going away, fantastic, but it is taken away by these stupid increases. And by the way, speaking of more of a decrease as well, they're going to limit, this is, by the way, I should mention, I forgot to mention this, it starts from tomorrow, from April 6th is when the increase, and the decrease is what I was mentioning. They are decreasing it to 5 remote raids per day. It was unlimited up until tomorrow, from the 6th of April 2023. But it was a freedom for everyone. It was an incentive. So everybody in the community, a huge global community that we've all built up, no matter where we are in the world, to be able to play, to be able to raid, to be able to get these Pokemon that people like that, again, cannot get out of the house to be able to obtain. And it's a little bit of happiness for us, especially long-running Pokemon fans. We've grown up with Pokemon. And then when they announced back in 2016 this game was actually going to be able to play in the real world, you just go, what? This is, it was exciting. Yes, and I mean, when people were mental when it was released in 2016. I know the game slowly died out a little bit, but the fan base was still there. There is such a huge community. And here's the thing, we've all been saying this for years and years. Niantic are constantly throwing out these little events, they're constantly throwing out stuff, and they constantly keep messing things up. Even when they make up a makeup day for certain things, somehow they mess that up. Now, New Zealand got hit hard twice this year for one particular event. And there were raids, like they're called the Reggie raids, the 2 new ones. We've got another one coming up on Easter Sunday, which again is really stupid. But the one just gone, obviously certain time zones will get them before other time zones. So like New Zealand is well ahead of most people in the world. They're almost like they're a day ahead. And obviously, but they are set, some of these raids are set times, and in some of these you have to actually physically attend. You can't remote them, they state that. Now, but they are normally from 11 AM, 2 PM and 5 PM. But you've got to understand, you need to get a group of people together to be able to raid these so you can actually win these raids, let alone catch them. When you're trying to catch these Pokemon, they are on your own. But when you're raiding, it is a group thing. But you have to understand, especially on certain days, people still work, people still have families, people still have other commitments. As much as we love and are passionate about this game, we do have a life outside of it. So you've got to understand, when we all set the times that are set, we get our group together, where they're going to be there. And then it was constantly crashing, the game was constantly crashing out, people couldn't get in these raids, and it was a waste of people's time. And they were like, okay, we apologise, we'll make up a makeup date the next day on a Sunday, which was a bit, so it wasn't good enough, to be honest, because you can't, now people have got to readjust their lives to be able to actually, and they messed that up again. How do you cut, on my language, I apologise, twice? And now they want to almost take away something they implement the game, which changed the game almost forever for a huge community. And those people I mentioned as well, there may be some other people that I didn't mention, that are now able to play the game and build up communities, build up friends to be able to. And it's not entirely taking it away, but you are limiting the amount people can play a day, and you are also limiting. You're basically charging more for people for no reason, which is wrong. And then people have been saying there is, like I said, the huge statement, and then obviously in that statement again, Daxi put, bless him, about possibly people that do physically attend maybe getting more rewards from raids. Now, I do agree with that. I feel that is a good thing. Keep the price as it is now. Do not change. Do not put a cap on it. Do not put an increase on the remote raids. But give more experience, give more rewards for those who do attend physically. Now, I do see that as a fair situation. Okay? If that is how they wish the game to be played, which it should be, I get that. But again, we have a wide community, and I am for everyone. I am always happy to help out with anybody with raiding. You need someone to join, if I can join in, I will happily join in, because I know how some people do want these Pokemon. And like me, I've got countless number of them. Yes, great, I've got a few shiny, great. But I'm a case of like, you still need it? Fine, you know what, I'll quite happily help you. I couldn't kill it, I've got it, that's my thing. But if you haven't, this person hasn't, that person hasn't, I will happily come and join you so you can get that. Fairness in every situation. But fairness for everyone. And yes, again, we've mentioned they're not taking them away, but you are basically almost taking away communities and the people that have been able to come into the game almost away by the cap I've mentioned and the increase in the prices. And people have been quitting the game, have been deleting the app, have been almost heartbroken. We are, honestly, as a community, we are heartbroken. And what Niantic aren't listening to us for years and years, and I did mention a little bit earlier, sorry, in the video, they aren't listening to us. We are constantly commenting on stuff. But people want to boycott the entire game because of this. Niantic, you need, if you do see this, if you don't see the people, can you please share the word? Niantic, listen to us. You need to hear us out. You constantly badger on about we are a community. This is a community-based game. Start listening to the community then. Start listening to your players. You want the longevity of the game. You want us to enjoy the game forever, almost forever, for as long as Pokemon exists. Then you need to start listening to the community that has engrossed in your game, that us as Pokemon fans, or people that weren't even long-term Pokemon fans, that came into the game. Most of my family play it. My mother plays it, bless her. Like, you know, like, we've made families have come into the game that probably weren't even Pokemon fans over a wide scale as much as some others are. I've come in to play this game. It gets, you know, you cannot strip away something a hugely community has made. Hashtag Niantic, listen to us. Go follow the links, put it out to them. They need to, please, okay? You need to. Put out the word, like I said, Niantic, you need to, please. Ooh.